welcome back to The Express at Cafe Planet Java in Fort Langley, where everything related to the life of Elvis Presley is the main decor theme. And with that in mind, you may as well put on your blue suede shoes for this next story. We're getting some expert lessons in the jive and swing.
It's time to turn up the tunes and kick up your heels.
The 1950s was typified in dancing by essentially the swing and the cha-cha. Swing dancing is a very high energy. Has been danced to rock and roll, has been danced to, it's generally a nightclub type of a dance. You'll see people kind of bouncing a lot. Jive is a form of swing, jitterbug, West Coast swing, East Coast swing, lots of swings.
It's really high energy, and it's just, when you hear the music, you just have to move. It's just really high energy, and you just get all that adrenaline, you start moving. It's just lots of fun.
It's the music, you know, the music's just it's very strong, and people always love to look back at history and like, oh, what kind of music did they listen to then? And, you know, they just get to see like, oh, wow, this sounds so good. So they're like, oh, what kind of dances did they do? Oh, wow, they look so cool.
In addition to swing, the 1950s was the era of the cha-cha.
Yeah, cha-cha is definitely a Latin American dance. It evolved from Puerto Rico and Cuba. And it became very popular in America because it was a little bit more of a formalized, more low-key dance as opposed to the quick swing and high energy. Dancing is something that has people feel good. You're moving your body, you're moving to music, you're in connection with other people. It's a form of socializing without conversation, which is what it is. We say it's conversation without words.
It's good exercise. It's really fast and high energy. It just gets your adrenaline going, and you just, once you get going, you can't stop. It's kind of like getting runner's high.
And I can tell you from experience, she's right. In White Rock, I'm Kendall Harris for The Express.
Now it's your turn. You can take a free introductory lesson at Arthur Murray in White Rock to see if the jitterbug's for you. Now, today's Express is all about the life and style of the 1950s. And this next feature shows us where that decade got a little bit edgier. Meet Vancouver rockabilly band, Terminal Station.
50s rockabilly. It's a sound that helped shape popular music for generations to come. And here at the Railway Club downtown, Terminal Station is paying tribute to the guitar gods of yesteryear.
There's just no shortage of amazing guitar licks in the 1950s. You know, it's like the best decade for flashy guitar licks.
Baby, she's a little bitty booger, cute as a button and sweet as sugar.
Rockabilly can be traced back to old country and blues from the early 1900s. Artists like the Maddox Brothers and Rose playing hillbilly tunes on acoustic guitars. But by the 1920s, guitar players began amplifying their sound using magnetic pickups and guitar amps. What came after was hillbilly music that was upbeat, loud, and dirty.
Short blasts of energy. There's usually a lot of like echo on the vocals and the guitars and the drums even. And a lot of the stuff has stand-up bass, you know, an upright acoustic bass as opposed to an electric bass. I think the thing that I'm attracted to most about 50s rock and roll is just that sort of recklessness that a lot of it has and the energy that a lot of it has.
Exemplified by Elvis Presley, Little Richard, and Buddy Holly, artists who embrace this new rebellious style of music called rockabilly.
Not afraid to take chances, not afraid to like do something so different from what was going on at that time. A lot of that rockabilly stuff and early rock and roll is the same type of thing as punk rock music, you know. It's just different haircuts.
60s 60 years later, the music is still a big influence, with bands like Terminal City fusing rockabilly with funk and swing to create something different yet familiar.
I think the thing about that 50s music is a lot of these tunes have struck a chord with people so that they've lasted for 50 or 60 years, right? So there's just something about that music that people can relate to, even if they don't necessarily know every tune. It's good songs.
Rockabilly, perpetually inspiring and timelessly cool. I'm Tim Chung in Vancouver for The Express.
For more info on the band, you can visit their website, terminalstationband.com, and their next few gigs happen to be at the Washington Ave Grill in White Rock in April. You're watching our Express Retro Special, and we have more 50s fun coming up.
After the break, an Elvis sighting in Fort Langley.
You guys are pretty into Elvis here, hey? I guess it's a big theme.
Well, we have him right here, so.
The corset's a copy. It's our feminine corset, so it gives a really nice nipped waist.
The foundation of 50s fashion. The Express. This is your local voice.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
hairstyling and color services for Shaw TV, provided by the Lounge Hair Studio, loungehairstudio.com.
Training tips are brought to you by Team Diabetes.
More than 9 million Canadians are living with diabetes, including my older sister. She was diagnosed with type 1 when she was just 3 years old. I want to find a cure. She's my inspiration to run a half marathon in Iceland with Team Diabetes. The only problem is, I hate running. Shoe shopping, and I found the one I want.
It's not quite a runner. Remember, it's not just about fashion.
But it's pink.
After the run. Proper shoes are important because you spend so much time on your feet. It's anywhere between 500 and 750 steps per kilometer, and 1.5 to 2 times your body weight every time you land on your heel. So you want to have lots of stability and cushioning in the heel.
How cute is this? If only it came in my size.
If they have a very flat, pronated foot, then we go into something with a little more support. If they have a high, rigid arch foot and they don't absorb shock well, we'll go to that highly cushioned shoe. In the middle, it can be about fit and what they've had some history with.
Here's a trick to make you focus on the function over the fashion.
How's this one? It feels like it has lots of support.
Yeah, that's perfect. Try it on.
How's the color?
It doesn't matter.
Check it out. Fashion meets function. To donate or sign up, go to teamdiabetes.ca. For Shaw TV, I'm Johanna Ward. Welcome back to our Express 50s special. The place in the Lower Mainland where it literally feels like you step back in time is right here at Cafe Planet Java in Fort Langley. It's the 1950s in both taste and tribute. Did you listen to a lot of Elvis before you started working here?
Not too much, just whenever my dad played it in the radio.
Nice. So you guys are pretty into Elvis here, hey? I guess it's a big theme.
Well, we have him right here, so.
And what's with the love affair with the 50s?
Well, the original owners started the whole play up, and then we've just carried it on because people seem to love it.
Okay, so we want to do the classic root beer float. Oh, I love this. A&W, that feels 50s, hey?
Yeah, you're going to pour it up to where it says Coca-Cola. And then with the spoon, you want to mix it really hard so all the foam goes away.
There's a lot of foam still.
That's okay.
I'm going to take one guess at what the popular color was in the 1950s by looking at our tops.
Blue.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, I used to always make these when I was a kid. Yeah, but for you, like the 1950s, it's probably not even on your radar. What are you, like 20?
Yeah, not close.
No, not at all. So what do you think of 50s culture? Is it fun working here?
Yeah, it's lots of fun. I mean, we have the music. Everyone who comes in is always, ooh, 50s. So it's fun.
You know what's missing?
Straws.
Yeah. And because it's the 50s, I'm totally going to put 2 in because I feel like at some point I should have
share.
Yeah, have a sweetheart or something. Are you feeling nostalgic today on the show? Because I sure am. And wait until you see this next story. Corsets, petticoats, high-waisted skirts. Just some of the reasons that 50s fashion was so glamorous and why it's making a comeback.
We specialize in 50s inspired vintage pinup style dresses. That's our main specialty.
When you think 50s, you probably think vintage. That's not the case here at Scout Boutique.
Here she's got a full skirt, swing skirt, which is definitely a 50s look. We actually don't carry any vintage clothing. All of our clothing is brand new, so it's all, 50s inspired. So sometimes it might just be the prints. That's a great combo, I love that. The animal print, which is popular back in the 50s.
The corset's a copy, is our feminine corset, so it gives a really nice nipped waist.
Melanie Talkington and Corinne Lee have businesses focused on 50s clothing. And a true 50s outfit starts with foundation garments.
We specialize in corsetry. I collect antique corsets, so they're all reproductions of original corsets in my collection. And we have lingerie, sexy stockings, shoes, feather fans, bullet bras, so that and that. By having nice foundation garments or a corset, the corsets work really well because you could wear them over top of the dresses to create a really unique look, or else you can wear them underneath just to give a nice flat tummy and a nice hourglass shape. Am I burning you? Are you okay?
Lace Embrace and Scout Boutique often work together, a partnership both women appreciate.
It's got the longer length just below the knee.
We work really well together in being able to create the ultimate outfit for customers, because many customers like to just know where they can go to achieve that type of look and lifestyle.
So Leanne is wearing a dress from Stop Staring, and it's called the Madison. So it's a little bit more of an elegant number. One of the major lines that we carry is Stop Staring, and we pretty much love almost everything they do. It's got the little skirt around the waist, which emphasizes the smallness of the waist, but it also has a little bit of coverage. They have the cross between stuff that's like the bombshell type curve hugging dresses to things that are more demure and just classic elegance. What I love in particular about this dress, aside from the beautiful like eggplant color, the pleats here and in the bust add a little bit more curve. Betty Page is another one, named after the famous pinup model. And we also have a local designer who's also one of my partners, Misty Greer. It's definitely got that Jackie O inspired classic 50s glamorous housewife look.
Corinne and Melanie celebrate their businesses, but most of all celebrate that what they provide, they can provide for women of all shapes and sizes.
And Lauren looks like she's ready for the prom. In the 50s, you really get to celebrate being a woman, and it works for any body size. Like I'm a mother, so my body has changed over time, like many women out there. So that's what I like, is that the clothing really suit women and celebrating being a woman.
In Vancouver, I'm Melanie Pineda for The Express.
Scout also carries a line of handbags from Wicked that are true to 50s culture and environmentally friendly. They're made out of recycled car upholstery. And you can find out more about all the fashions you saw at both websites, Scout Boutique and LaceEmbrace.com. Now you are watching our Express Retro 50s special, so you've got one guess where we're shining today's spotlight. Watch, dance, and socialize at Swing Dance Sundays. West Coast Swing is a modernized version of the retro style of swing popular during the big band era of the 1920s to the 1950s. This annual show is Western Canada's biggest indoor specialty vehicle extravaganza. Get your photo taken with hot rods, enjoy live classic rock, and see all sorts of car classics, customs, vintage, and imports. Check out a movie at Metro Vancouver's only drive-in movie theater. Enjoy the nostalgic feeling of the drive-in movie theater and watch the latest new films on the projected outdoor screen. And that's it for today's Express from Cafe Planet Java in Fort Langley. We'd love to hear what you thought of the show, so we encourage you to email us, theexpress@shaw.ca. We're going to leave you with a look at the Arts Club and a classic 50s musical, Hairspray, and we'll see you next time.